Everybody, how are you guys tonight?
How's everybody?
Come on in here,
Come on
y'all.
in and tell us
Tell the people
what's up. What's up?
how is everyone
Oh,
tonight? Happy Tuesday.
yeah,
It's
it's a
Tuesday in the
new
big
week.
town. Yes, and we are in
2 days
here. We
in.
made it. Yeah. And listen,
Thank the Lord.
I was talking to somebody and I was saying to him, this whole time change business, why is it that they do that? I mean, that just messes everything up in a way when it first happens. I mean, we
Yeah.
get adjusted, but oh my goodness, it can become so horrible.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to be up at a certain
Mhm.
time that you're not normally used to being up.
Hello, True
Hey, True
Movement.
Movement, how are
And we're
you?
no longer in a farming economy.
True that.
And there was a time when farmers needed to get the most
Right.
out of the day. But now there
It's
are
all
tractors that have, it's nothing to see 8 headlights on a
put on
tractor
there.
out there
Right?
plowing
That's what I'm talking
late night or early
And,
morning
I'm-
before day. Yeah.
and so here's the next thing, like if we could do it a different way, if we have to do it, because I know we're doing it to save daylight, daylight saving.
Mhm.
However, for the rest of us, that is going to take a whole week to get caught up with ourselves. Why can't we start this on a Friday? Hey, Nicole, I
Hello,
was
hello.
asking them. I mean, if we started it on Friday,
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying? Then you
spring,
at least had
spring forward on Friday before the end of the duty day.
yes, before the end of the
That
day.
means we work an extra hour, though, honey.
No, we
Yeah,
weren't.
we don't want to get lynched.
No. But if you're moving forward, then what happens is
Oh,
if
okay. You
it's
get off earlier.
yeah, you get
Okay.
off early. I think other
But
people would be okay with that part.
but you lose it when you go back
Well,
in the
but
fall.
we're only doing 15 minutes at a time
Okay. Instead of a
instead of
whole
a whole
hour.
hour.
Oh,
You
okay.
see what I'm
So
saying?
15 minutes ahead. Hello,
Yeah.
Juice. Hello, hello. Oh, we're discussing the merits
Hey,
of
everybody.
daylight saving time, yay or nay, and take it or leave it. Love you.
Oh, what are you going to do? So, listen, guys, we appreciate y'all coming in. I'm Pastor Michelle. This is my sweet husband, Pastor G. We are spiritual relationship counselors. We're veterans of the United States Air Force, and we're your go to couple for all things relationship. Now, today we are talking, we moved from fetish fever. We moved from that.
Wow.
And so now we have moved into sex roulette. Like, sex roulette? What is that? And I said, you know what?
What's in the chamber?
Somebody, you play too much. That's what you're doing. You playing.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And yeah, you might want to do that at the casino. You might want to roll the dice and take your chances. But here's the thing. If you're taking those types of chances with your health, that's something that is going to stay with you.
And with the health of other people.
That part.
Yeah.
You play too much. You play too much. Hey, Brittany, how are you, daughter?
Hello,
I see the juice is loose. How are
we
you?
are pastors Greg and Michelle, marriagemix3.com. That would be hashtag GD and me. Tuesday through Thursday between the hours of 9 and around 10, 9 and 9-ish Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
We drop in here and we drop some of the tools to help you get your relationship on and popping.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. And so, but outside of that time frame, we're spending time, we're counseling, we're educating, we're training people.
Oh, yes.
It may be somebody that is in your life or somebody who is going to be in your life, a potential marriage partner who we're dropping information for them to help them. And we do this absolutely free. But we do it because we have a passion for marriage. The difference between a marriage relationship and a roommate relationship, we're just buds. We're just
buddies. We're friends.
Right?
We out here hanging.
Is the sex benefit.
Somebody, friends. We talking about like friends with benefits? Is that what we're talking about? Is that what
FWB. Hello, my darling.
How are you, darling? Thank you for
Daughter.
coming in tonight. So somebody let us know if we are over. Yeah, I guess we are over there on Facebook Live. Thank you guys so much for coming in again. Now, we're talking tonight about sex roulette. We are having to deal with some issues, you guys. And if indeed we are going to do the best that we can, we have to educate all the way around, not just on intimacy, not just on sex, not just on communication, even though all of those are some things that definitely we have found. Oh my God. And did we find that out today? Yo, you have to know that there are some things that you're going to have to communicate with one another, but we have to go through the whole spectrum. So be sure to come on in, be sure to invite somebody and share the broadcast so that we will be able to go through this. I want you, she got her eyeballs out. Be sure that you invite somebody, share the broadcast, and let's play this now. We need you guys to talk, right?
That sounds good.
What sounds good? What?
Shirley said.
What'd she say?
She said, "Hello, yellow, yellow, kiss that fellow." that I'm here. I'm
here
for it. Look.
I'm here for it.
I'm for it. Hey, so all right. So we're talking sex roulette, STDs, and your relationship. Last week we talked the nights that we were with everybody. We talked about some very important subjects. Fetish fever. Fetishness. We don't want that for you.
Right.
So okay, so we're anti.
We're anti-STD.
Oh, but
some people have
fetishes.
It just depends on
what. It depends on the fetish. Now, if you got eight robotic dolls, and you're taking turns with them in your closet, or if you got people in your closet, if you are expelling yellow substances on people, those are not the kind of fetishes that we don't endorse. So listen. So we're going to get ready to get into content, but we have some products that we want to talk about. Products.
Yeah, we will. But there was this one thing that I did want to say, because when we were talking about this last week, someone mentioned one of the ones that we didn't get to go through, and I thought it was very interesting that they actually said it, because there is one type of fetish. Where did I put my paper? There's one. I done cleaned up stuff, y'all, and there. It was about when we were talking about the fetishes. I cleaned it. I did. I cleaned it up. Hey there, Marta Soto, what is it? The virtual Marta, the smarter virtual assistant. Well, I think I can remember it. It was chronophilia. Chronophilia. I believe that's the way that you said it. As opposed to necrophilia. Okay, here it is. Nymphophilia? There's a nymphophilia? Okay. What you know about that? I'm just asking a question.
Just plain nastiness. Wash those things.
The reason why she's saying that is because I told her what it was earlier today.
Okay. Say it again.
It's chronophilia. I believe that's how you say it.
Chrono is time. Is that?
I don't know.
Time having anything?
It has nothing to do with anything.
Had nothing to do with time or anything.
Nothing to do with
that you think.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
She said, "Don't be a Robert." Okay. So chronophilia is the oh my God, how do I say that? It's a poop fetish.
Oh Lord.
I believe it was Jawaru that said something about that, because we were talking about all the different ones. And and I was like, yeah, that was on the list. We didn't get to that one. And so you have a fetish with poop. That means that and not just with just any run of the mill poop. This has to do with it being in a sexualized contact. She said, Shirley says, "Oh no." Yeah. Yes. She's got the poop emoji, honey.
It has nothing to do with the coronavirus. So despite the sounds alike.
Right. Okay. I believe that's how you say it. I just can't find the paper. You
Wow,
know,
that's
there's some
close enough.
words that I have to see. There's some people's names even that I have to see in order to say it properly.
Yeah.
And I hate that I have to do that sometimes, but I gotta get. Thank you, coprophilia. That's it. Coprophilia. You remember? You're good. Coprophilia. Copra. Don't mess it up.
No.
I'm here thinking
Don't wanna
about
get in
Ricky.
Copra.
I'm thinking about Ricky Ricardo, and now it's messing me all the way up. So coprophilia, it is it's a fetish, and it's people that are particularly inclined. They like to smear, they like to rub in, they like to lay in, they even sometimes ingest, and so it's one of those things.
No. Leave it alone. Leave it where it is. Good hair, good body. Leave it where it is. Don't. We're not with the poop.
Hey.
Now Lola.
Lola.
That was a Copra. The Copra.
Yes.
Not Ricky, but Lola.
It wasn't Ricky?
No. Lola.
Okay.
She was a showgirl.
She was a showgirl. I know, but didn't Ricky sing it? Well, it makes me remember Ricky Ricardo.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because when you first said it, I thought you said someone's name. Coprophilia. It is the love, the fetish that entails using poop sexually. So you can go and tell somebody that you learned something new today. All right. So as we're talking about this, y'all, we want to know what you all think, because we're going to ask the question, and we're going to ask you if it's true or if it's false, or if there is a B, or a C, so that you all can interact with us, okay? Because we need you all. Y'all know we've been doing this for a while now, and we need your input. So if you guys are in here and you're ready, she said, gross.
Yeah, me too.
She said, well, maybe that's a good thing. Yeah. Maybe being grossed out is a good thing.
Affinity.
Right.
Don't want that.
Because even what we're talking about tonight, talking about sex roulette, when we're talking about STDs, if it puts a bad taste in your mouth, you associate it with something, then maybe, just maybe, it'll remind you of some things before you go. Okay. And so for those of you that are out here and you all are still in these dating and relationship streets, I want you to know that you can go over to the link bit.ly/MM3LINKS. The link is in the bio and probably in the title. And over there, you'll be able to find an amazing download called Dateology. And what that is it's giving you the rights and responsibilities that you're out here in these dating streets. What do I want? What don't I want? What am I going to put up with? When should I stay? When can I leave? All of those questions are answered in that particular product. And it's free, along with 4 hours of teaching that's going to help you it's going to guide you along it. So when you're writing out your manifesto, this is what I want on my date. This is what I'm not going to deal with. This is where I want to go. Things of that nature. You'll be able to deal with those areas, okay? And know before you go. And this is one of those things we've got to know before we go, okay? And that's the bottom line. Thank you, Deidre, for dropping that in the chat. Yeah, reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. She was a virus. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Good hair, good body says that's a good reason not to kiss anyone.
Come on.
And you're absolutely right.
You need to know.
Yes, and I think tonight, when we get to that place where we know for sure that this is a person that I want to explore to become closer to possibly marry, then those are the areas, those are the times that you need to know and realize that there's some things that people expect you to do that if you don't want to do that you are autonomous, that you have the right to say no. And listen, you have the right to say no after you said yes. Yeah. Okay, so at any point when there is a no, or when there is a defense or a pushback, then you've got to know that maybe there has been a change and you have to operate accordingly. Let's say it like that. She said no before you go, and poop is a no. Amen. I'm here for that. I get that. Deidre says, get a bad taste in your mouth before you put something bad in your mouth. Right, right. Come on. We don't want no dirty D's in our, Yeah, that's what they told us the other day.
Nothing dirty.
We don't want nothing dirty.
Listen, speaking of dates,
Okay.
you mentioned dates.
Yes.
We were so privileged, so blessed this past weekend, to go to Biloxi,
Yes.
Mississippi, beautiful
We
Biloxi.
were.
If you followed us, then you know that we broadcasted several
We
times from
did.
Biloxi,
It was
showed you some of the
amazing.
city, beautiful city, and we saw the wonderful. I won't tell you her age, but uh,
She's old.
Mrs. Gladys
Gladys Knight. There wasn't a pip
the
in
Knight.
sight.
That's right.
But
We were the pips.
we were the pips at some
She
point. She said, I need y'all to be my pips. So we all got up and danced
So
and
Bubba,
pipped around.
we did you right, Bubba. So but anyway, we were privileged to go there. And what was really tremendous is that this was provided for us. If
Yes.
we were going to
Oh my
purchase tickets
God.
and go anyway.
Yes.
But the generosity of one of our family members here.
Yes.
And then that wasn't enough. Came and bought us the dinner.
Yes.
And if that wasn't enough,
Hello.
another one of our family members was gracious enough to say, look, I'm going to take care of your accommodations. You know,
What?
and it's such a blessing.
It really was.
We saw a lot, and you know, it's not an expectation that everybody's going to do that. But when you all do something like that, it
makes such a difference.
You know, so thank you, and we can do more for others because of what you do, and we just want to say thank you. I wish I could tell you more. Wish I could tell you more. All right, but it's coming. All right. So
and her voice was just as strong as it ever had been. And so it was absolutely amazing. So, guys, come on in here. Let's talk about this tonight. She said, how sweet. Well, thank you so much, Sis Shirley. And Big Juice says, how nice. How nice. I know, right? Was incredible, and to be able to meet that particular person is like he was already a son, but now it's like, dude, when are you coming over? It's Thanksgiving, we need to eat or something. And so that was such a blessing to us, and I'm telling you, God has been really good, and he's opening doors, and we want you to be a part of all that he is doing for us. If we would just grab a hold to the horns of the altar, y'all. Speaking of grabbing a hold, we were in prayer today at the church, and listen, there's something about the Spirit of God that even when you are feeling at your lowest, at your weakest, that he is right there, and he begins to impart some things into you, and then that peace of God that just comes and rushes in. And it was amazing today during prayer. If you're not a part of the Love Seat, you need to join us, because we are in there every Tuesday at noon, and we are praying, and we're making sure that we are putting your petitions before the Lord. So thank you so very much. Our daughter, Kate, Apostle Kate, is over in Kenya, and she dropped in for a few minutes and asked that we would pray that, all that she's got going on over there. She's going to be there for like 2 or 3 months, yo. 2 or 3 months. She just loved the place, felt like that was her home.
And she is a pilot.
Yes.
And
God bless her. And listen, she got braids in her hair. She's got her whole entire head.
The Kenyan sisters
done braided up her hair. They really did. And she looks so cute.
You one of us.
Okay. Her hair is about the color of my shirt. And I mean, just the cornrows, and she's just smiling, and you could just tell that this is where she was supposed to be. And that's one thing that we want for you guys, that whatever God's purpose and plan and destiny for your life that you are fulfilling, that you never feel more alive than when you are doing what God called you to do. And I'm telling you, it's the most blessed thing ever. And you feel fulfilled, and you feel like, I'm not going to be sitting out here all in the mully grub talking about, I need a husband, I need a wife, because you're doing things. You see what I'm saying? And then God has an opportunity to put you in those places around divine connections. So when our clients, Listen, God does things in specific time, in Kairos time, Kairos moments where you meet that right person. You're been in that right spot. That particular job opened up and no one else was available, quote unquote, and you are not qualified. But because you were in the right place in God's timing, then all of a sudden, man, boom, there you are, right? Big Juice says she's rich. She is not rich.
A little plain.
She's a
co-pilot.
Yeah,
right?
she does some commercial. Yes, and so what
She-
happens is,
Beautiful Juice.
you,
So you need to get it together so you can.
boom, bang, pow.
Could be a contender. Don't let them brothers show up with 60 or 80 goats and some pigs. All right, let's go ahead and move to our content. I'm sorry, y'all. Because you know.
The bride prize. You are so funny. Oh my God. What we gonna do with them, y'all? Yes. Hey, this is Hard Growth. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. So here it is. Oh, also wanted to tell you this. Lord, we ain't started our what you call it yet. This is crazy. Well, tonight, as we're talking about sex roulette, STDs and you, we're dealing with relationship. We want you to know that we always want you to be ready for a relationship. And if you're not ready now, for you to be able to get ready. And so one thing that we formulated was this product called Relationship Readiness. It's 4 videos and a workbook that you're going to be able to get. It's on sale today. bit.ly/MM3LINKS. The first button that you see, you can get it there. All right. $17 versus $37. And this is what we talk. Self-reflection and self-perception are essential when preparing for a relationship. If you don't know who you are, you have essentially sabotaged having a meaningful, happy, and fulfilling relationship with somebody else. When preparing yourself, especially if you desire marriage, you will have to deal with several areas of relationship. This video series, along with the workbook, gives you insight into where you are as far as being ready to become a couple with another person, to determine if you have released your past baggage and if you have done the necessary prep work on yourself, and if you are moving forward too quickly. STDs and you, what does that mean? You're probably moving too quickly if you have not considered some of the things that we are talking about tonight, okay? So please, ma'am, please, sir, whomever it is that you know that would benefit from being a part of this broadcast or getting that relationship readiness, $17 is a steal. And a whole workbook, hello.
It really is. Let me drop this. There are some of you who have ended up finding out about a cavorting spouse.
Oh my goodness.
A spouse who is going out on you because of an STD, sadly.
No.
And it's kind of betrayal on top of betrayal.
It really is.
Because you picked up something and the person didn't even have the courtesy to tell you, look, I've been itching or burning. And now they pass this on to you after they have been messing around in the worst way.
Right.
And we realize that people face stuff like that. And it's a hard place to be in.
It really is.
But you may be one of those people who need to take advantage of a free 15-minute session with us where we talk about that or your most pressing concern. How can you get through it? Because that's not necessarily means spells divorce.
True.
You know, we've known those who have had that happen.
Infidelity is
or managed to work it out and stay together.
Yes.
You know,
and that could be you. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, you staying with him, you staying with her. Yes, if this is something that you want, the best thing for you to do is to figure it out. Because once you figure it out, once you get to the root of the issue, then you're able to move past it. Now, just imagine you haven't gotten to the root. You go ahead and divorce and you never find out, could this have worked? And then you live in this place called regret. And that is not a place that you want to pack your bags and be in, because you always have that question in the back of your mind. Years later, you're still thinking, I wonder.
What if I had?
Yes. And so please, ma'am, please, sir, marriagemakes3.com, get a free encounter session. It's free. What do you want?
Now, if you know somebody in that situation, and chances are you do, let them know about what we do.
Yeah.
Drop a link to this broadcast.
Drop it.
And it may be just the thing they need to help them become whole again.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we want you to be, at complete and whole, knowing that whether you're with the person or without the person, that you are 100% whole and complete. All right. And thriving. All right. There you go. Kim says, I made it back, but I was on Central Standard and no cells. I understand. Thank you for coming in tonight. Appreciate you. She sure was. Hurry and share with everybody you know and others you don't, so they can hear. Come on, Marta Soda. Thank you, ma'am. Amber Dawn says the contender spot's been closed. He got the big B, the big E. Yeah, it's been closed. Don't even think about it. All right. Big Juice said, don't be pulling up in that 1978 Ford Pinto.
That's right.
Who spread? Hey, bless up, STDs. Who's spreading their corona? All right. And I hate a girl that lies about it like I'm clean. Yes. Amen. And that becomes an issue. See your doctor before MM3. Sometimes you've got to see us first. All right. Because one of the things that we do is we make sure that if there has been any infidelity, there's some steps that we have to take. Okay. Period. PERIODT. Period. Okay, so find us going over marriagemakes3.com. She said, due to Corona, I will now be flying out here to you guys for less than $10. Come on, just make sure you wear one of those big masks. And so somebody was out here at the kids' school going to pick up a child, I guess, and they got Dollar General bags taped all over themselves in a raincoat. It was the funniest thing. I'm like, y'all are stupid. And some random grocery store plastic bags. They call themselves protecting themselves from Corona.
Suffocating.
All right. Okay, so here we are, guys. Don't forget relationship readiness. Go over, get it, $17. It'll bless your life. All right, so let's get into this tonight. Sex roulette. When we are dealing with talking about where we are, they ain't holding their breath, right? When we're talking about where we are as far as STDs and we want you to know that we want you to, number one, learn to be careful, that you can't just be out here doing any and everything with any and everybody and expecting that you're going to be safe. There is a false a thought pattern, especially for those of us that are younger, and we are those that our frontal lobes is not developed. You can't tell them that, but if you know someone, let them know that there might be some things that they're still maturing into, right? And so before we go, we ought to know. So get that datology. It's going to help you with that, all right? I seen a homeless guy walking down the street with a trash bag over his head. Oh my goodness, we're trying to kill ourselves out here. I don't know what's the problem. All right, so here we go. When we're talking about sex roulette, STDs, and you, the first question that we have on the row on the dice tonight is this, and I want you to give me a true or a false. Whatever you think it is, we're here. We're educating ourselves tonight. True or false? Number one, you can get herpes from a toilet seat. Is that true or is that false? How about when you go to the bathroom? Do you know that there are some people out here that's going bare? That they're sitting on toilet seats everywhere, bareback toilet seat. Anytime I go, I am either number one, squatting, or I'm number two, getting toilet paper and lining. I'm just saying.
You can't talk about squatting. There are people. I understand. When you go,
yes.
Yeah.
You either
hover over it.
Right.
Toilet.
Or if there's none of those little seat cover things, what we're doing is we're, making 3 or 4 loops around and placing them on the toilet seat. And there's folks out here just barebacking on the toilet seat. I'm just like, What are we really doing? Y'all don't wash your chicken or your meat either when you cooking, do you? I know that's what's going on. But anywho, I'm just saying. Deirdre says sis was using what we had. We all have a bag full of bags in the closet somewhere. You're absolutely right. So Kim says false. Marta says stop being so fast in the tail, McNasty. I see two falses. Let me see. I'm gonna say that's true. Somebody said bare booty. Hover above the toilet. Okay. So the question is again, you can get herpes from a toilet seat. True or false? I see one. I clean everything. Come on now. And Deirdre says false. So here's the answer, you guys. It is absolutely false. You cannot get herpes from a toilet seat. Good Hair Goodbye says, oh my goodness. Yes, ma'am. You cannot obtain the herpes virus through a toilet seat. The reason why is because the virus, it needs something, it needs contact in order, it's the way that it's spread is through sexual, whether it's vaginal or anal or oral sex. Okay. I keep wipes in my purse. Come on. That's a good practice right there. Hey there, brother Christopher. Thank you for joining. So you cannot get oral herpes by sitting on a toilet seat. The virus cannot live outside the body. Okay. Big Juice says I fell in the toilet seat once, drunk. Listen, I've done the same, but I wasn't drunk. It was because some of our gentlemen, they don't know that it's a good practice to put the seat down. So it is what it is. But it can't live outside of the body. It needs the cells. It needs the mucosa. It needs the liquids inside of the body. All right, in order to live and to spread. Yes. They have them in the travel section of Walmart. Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, and you can get oral herpes through kissing. And so Good Hair, Good Body makes an absolutely perfect point that yes, you can get herpes simplex. Do you all realize that when you get a cold sore, that is a part of the virus? It's a form of the virus of herpes. It's herpes simplex, okay? And so here's the thing. If we're going to be out here in these dating and relationship streets, I need to know where your lips been, sir or ma'am, okay? And how do I know that if I just ask you the question? Because I don't know you. Right, okay? You slob. So here, back when a few years ago, it was this thing that the young girls were making rainbows on the little boys' peepees. Okay. Oh my God. So what was going on? Yeah, absolutely too much. So what was going on was the girls would put their little lipstick on and they would have oral with some young boy or gentleman or whomever, and how many different colored rings would you find on that particular penis? So here's the problem. When someone in our audience, someone in our family says that you've been out here with that dirty D, and now you want to try to stick that in or on me, we have a problem, Houston, because I don't know where your D has been. And so I need you, ma'am and sir, okay? Because if you don't know, then you shouldn't be allowing anything to enter. If you don't know where she has been, okay, then you got to know that in there's got to be some sort of incubatory process that is going on that could in fact end up being not just her issue, but it could be yours as well. Hey, B-Few 1986, thanks for joining us tonight. All right. Big Juice said a slob kiss. Yes, he knows what I was talking about. Smarter the Smarter virtual assistant is in here. They are talking amongst themselves. Thank you all very much for coming. You can get herpes from a toilet seat. The answer is absolutely false. It is spread through vaginal. It is spread through anal. It is spread through oral sex. And so what that means is that you have a opportunity to contract something even through kissing. Okay. Good Hair, Good Body says that teens and 20-year-olds are getting genital herpes in their throats, and it causes cancer. Okay, and we're gonna talk about that as well. Good Hair, Good Body. This girl, she just knows her stuff. I just love it. If you're not following Good Hair, Good Body on the Instagram, I don't know what you're doing with your life. What are you doing with your life? What are you really doing? All right. So let me see the number twos, you guys, in the chat as we're talking about this. Spread through vaginal, oral, and anal sex. The virus cannot live outside the body. And yes, you can develop herpes from oral sex and from kissing, because what it needs is bodily fluids in order to sustain itself and to multiply, to grow, and to pass. Marta said, put their mouths on dirty D's. Yes, ma'am. Amen. Kim Hargrove says, yucky. I love it. And y'all are putting those twos there in the chat. Thank you so very much. We're talking tonight, sex roulette, STDs, and you. Now, is it safer to wear 2 condoms, double the layers, double the protection? True or false? Kimmy said community D. Now, if you out here with some community D,
everybody's.
Oh my God, that's just nasty. That's just nasty. But you know what? Men do it, and they put notches in belts, and they think that they are just they're asking about their body counts, and they think that they are big pimping out here in these streets when they are.
And the sad thing is that a lot of young women
feel
the same way.
Yeah,
that they can just
we're just out here doing whatever.
Yes. And that fact, you mentioned the rainbow.
Yes.
There was a time when they were wearing the little rubber elastic bracelets.
That's right, to kind of determine
the colors, to determine what you will do. So you're wearing all of these bracelets, and so
parents,
that means you have or you're willing to.
Yeah, parents.
And so that's a message to whoever.
So we definitely have to begin to know the lingo of our young people. What are they talking about when they say certain things? Because you're the one that has to take care of them and deal with them when they're at home. She said 2 condoms equals a tourniquet. I love it. Amber Dawn has rejoined the broadcast. Thank you for hanging out. It's safer to wear 2 condoms, double the layers, double the protection. What do you got? True or false? Where y'all at? Come on. Facebook. Like double mint gum? Yeah. Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know that they thought that's.
Is it safer to wear 2 condoms?
I mean, let's just keep it funky.
Facebook has a slow.
There's a lag.
Uptick, so we're waiting for. Okay. I'm seeing false. There are 2 falses there.
Okay, I see another false. All right. And you guys will be absolutely correct. 2 condoms. Repeat, please. Yes, ma'am. It's safer to wear 2 condoms, double the layers, double the protection. And that is absolutely false. Okay. And it's false because of this. When you're talking about a condom, you're talking about latex. And when it's how it's supposed to be on, then you're trying to put another one on. They're supposed to be grippy. They're supposed to be where you don't even really feel, quote unquote, that you have one on. I don't know. I've never worn one, but that's what they tell me. It's safer to wear 2 condoms. Sure. Yes. Why do I detect a note of sarcasm here? They make female condoms too, so we women have no excuse. That's right. Amen. Good Hair, Good Body says, but condoms are not a shield against crabs. That part. Okay, so here's the thing. It may sound super safe, but wearing 2 of them together does not double the protection. What you have effectively done is now imagine that you've got 2 of these on, and you're also having friction, because the sexual act involves friction. That's the whole purpose of it, right? And so if you're already causing friction, and now you've got two of them on, and they start rubbing up against each other, it seems like it's like in a washing machine, is what it reminds me of.
What you're going to end up doing is leaving one or both condoms somewhere. Does that make sense? Are you all getting that? Because of the friction, you're going to end up leaving the condoms
somewhere.
Yeah.
That's if they don't tear. Okay, because you know what friction does. If you ever have a piece of rope and you're trying to cut through, when you do it, you know what I'm saying. When you
do it,
when you put it across.
Sorry, baby.
I'm so mad at you right now. I don't even know what to do. All right. So here is a piece of string. Okay. Could you hold the string, please, sir?
Hold the string.
Now, in order to cut through this, all right, what you're going to do is you're going to go back and forth with a knife or whatever you're going to use. Oh, it makes a sound. It's going almost like that bed at them folks upstairs house.
This is a white string.
So they can see it better? Okay, so you're doing this. And what happens is all this friction is going on, and it either will tear it, right? Or it can come off, or it might come off it could come off altogether, or it can tear and it is going to rub.
Or if it bundles, it may even cause some pain,
right,
and discomfort.
Yes, that becomes a problem. And so if it tears or if it breaks, the whole purpose of you wearing one, you have effectively defeated the purpose. Good hair, good body is cracking up because I said a washing machine. Y'all know. Kim says one is going to get left inside of her. It's very possible that both of them, or it could friction making campfire. Yes, and that's how that's what you're doing. What you're doing is either making a fire or you're cutting through. You're going to end up cutting through, right? So Deirdre says double chances of paying child support. You absolutely correct. You are right about it. Okay, so y'all,
if you've got something and you end up pulling one off,
right?
So that thing is definitely going to be
the fluids and the yes, they begin to spread, and then
a greater chance of whatever you have escaping.
Yes,
that's a solid right there.
All right, let me see number 3's in the chat, y'all. Number 3. We're not gonna finish this tonight, but it's all right. Number 3. Let me see those number 3's in the chat. You are something else. All right. So you can get herpes from a toilet seat. False. It's safer to wear 2 condoms, double the layers, double the protection. That's also false. Here is number 3. It is easy to tell if your partner has an STD. What do y'all think? Is that true? Is that false? You know, they've got these memes going on right now, and it says stuff like, if oh my God, if look what the cat dragged in was a person, this is what they would look like. And they show a picture of this particular one that cracked the his hair is just sticking all up like this, and his face is all contorted. If look what the cat dragged in like what was a person, and there's several other ones. I can't remember all the rest of them, but they have been absolutely hilarious. Okay, and so when we're asking this question, is it easy to tell if your partner has an STD? There's nothing on a person that says, look at me, I have an STD. Kim says, I'm a walking petri dish. Kim says false because some men don't know as fast as women. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you for answering. Amber Dawn's got the cross. She's like, no, get ready. I don't want. You need. I guess we should go like this. So you remember how Wonder Woman used to do it? Okay, yeah. Right. Okay. She Amber Deirdre said lies. It is false. You all are right. False. Good hair, good body says sometimes the signs are on the inside. And you make a great point right there. Martyr, True Movement says, haven't joined the Love Seat yet. What you waiting on? We have room for you. bit.ly/love seat and the number 3. Shirley says, is he scratching a lot? Sir, is it sir scratch a lot? And we're not talking about on the DJ. All right, we are talking that if there's someone that is out here scratching and itching, you already know something's going on. But if you look at a person, you cannot tell what they could possibly have. Right? Sometimes it's hard for a person that is very sick. Have you all, and this is one thing here too. When you go to the Walmart, the grocery store, the bank, there's always those sections, those parking spaces there for people that are quote unquote handicapped. They have the little person on the wheelchair. But I want you all to realize, Kim said, lines from the book, I ain't heard that in so long. What you need to realize is that everybody's sickness doesn't show the same way that others. If you are in a wheelchair, well, yes, I can see, that you are handicapped. But here's the thing. There are people with different diseases, different maladies that they look at perfectly healthy. Okay. Lupus being one of them. You can't tell if a person has lupus by looking at them. You can't tell that they belong in that parking space or not by looking at them. I've seen people get very irate. What are they doing in the handicap section? They don't look handicapped. They walked in here just fine. You never know what the person is actually dealing with. So give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And then what you end up doing is saving that person that really has something to deal with. You're giving them an out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes some people are constantly explaining themselves. Well, no, I have a thing in this, and that's why if I have a sticker or if I've got the license plate, then don't ask no questions. Yeah. Okay, you just don't know. Yeah. So, same way, he may need a bath, and you should run, Forrest, run.
Yeah. Now, here's a scenario, and you have to just be aware, particularly if you're dating. From weekend to weekend, and you're not dating one particular person who you know well, and particularly if you're sexually active, you're going to be sexually active with them.
Right.
There are some times when it looks like a duck, it quacks, it has webbed feet, it likes water. That's a duck. Okay. But sometimes it likes water. It doesn't quack. It doesn't waddle,
Right.
So it doesn't walk like a duck, talk like a duck, and it doesn't like water.
Right.
So it's not a duck. So my point is that if you notice that every time you're going to be sexually active, this person needs extreme dark, okay, or keeps their clothing on until the very last moment, the underwear on until the very last moment, you need to start asking questions. You need to find out why. Now, and if you're seeing warts, if you're seeing those kinds, and I'm saying this because there are people we know who do not, who are just oblivious.
True. Very true.
They're oblivious to the fact that people actually do these. This person is really into me.
Yes.
So you need to be asking questions. You need to know more about them and their name. And at some point, and if you can't talk to them about STDs, if you can't ask the question, have you ever had an STD? Have you ever been tested for an STD? When was the last time you were tested for HIV? And if you haven't had those kinds of discussions with the person, why are you with them?
You can be with them, but you have no business being in bed with them. Okay, it is what it is. We got a hookup generation where we don't even have to know. There are apps that you can put on your phone and say, I'm in this area. Who is ready to hook up and have sex that night and never know their full name, never know anything about them.
Wow.
And that's a perversion.
No questions.
No questions. And so here is the thing. If you're not asking any questions on the front end, how are you going to answer any questions on the back end? Yeah. You can't, because you don't know.
Where did you get this? And watch this. There are people who don't even know where they got the baby. Or they will tell you, I don't know. I don't know who. And they're having this one
tested,
this one's tested, and they still haven't determined who's the father.
Okay.
Right? You know, and the chance of a person, of you having sex with a person, right? And them having something, you just don't know what you're getting.
That's right.
So you really have to be mindful of what you're doing.
Yes, sir. All right. Good hair, good body over on Instagram says no penis should have a built-in crown, and no vagina should grow cauliflower. It is what it is. You have to know before you go.
Come on.
bit.ly /MM3LINKS. Wow. Go over there, get that free download of the Dateology, because you need to know before you leave the house. Minister Brian is with us. The Lord bless you, sir. Thank you for joining. Kim says to get tested. Kimmy says, amen. And so here it is. Hey, there's Ja. Ja says, Sir Ja Waru Gambian, aka Charles, says, unlike men, women can often get to advanced stages of some STD before they know that they are even infected. And that is absolutely the truth. Peter said, tear them drawers off. We trying to see everything. That part. Okay, they don't even know their real name, only Pookie in them. Amen. So we have to know before we go. And that's why we develop Dateology, because there are some of us that are out here in these dating streets. We have absolutely no idea what goes and what doesn't. And so what happens is once you're out there and you've not made any firm decisions before you leave, if you don't say before you leave, I am not having sexual relations with that man. Okay, I am not having sexual relations with that woman, right? Then it's possible that you're out here and you're going with the flow, right? And it might not be your flow, it might be someone else's.
And the no does not come at the last minute.
Right.
You have to.
Yes.
The no has to be said early on.
Exactly. All right. So is it easy to tell if your partner has an STD? That was absolutely positively false. You might notice a rash, sores, redness down there, or not.
Notice any of that.
Right.
You already know the answer is no.
Okay.
I mean, it should have been no already, but
yeah. Well, you know, some of these guys is out here slick, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep
them things on to the last minute, and they're in the dark.
Yes. But they just know that they want to do what they want to do. And we've got a generation of people that say stuff like, oh, I don't wear condoms. I like riding bareback, riding it raw. Listen, if you don't know, you better put something on. Get you some good old raincoats. Ladies, bring your own. They do have condoms that are for women. Men are and can be carriers and not show a sign. That's absolutely correct. All right. So here's the thing. You won't know unless you are tested. Some people don't show any signs, okay, until after it's all blown away. All right. Do y'all remember when HIV and AIDS became the central STD? That people had no idea that they even had it themselves, and they were still spreading it and passing it around. Okay. April 1986. Why do you know so much, sir?
Because I was in Florida, and it was shortly after actually just before the Challenger exploded, which I saw. So I'm able to, and I was in school.
You put them two together.
So I remember all of those events around that time.
Deidre? Oh, sorry. Something about that Florida place. I don't know what it is. If they're young with arthritis and are quote unquote social, they might have gonorrhea. Okay. And they may not even know it themselves until they become tested or having more of an issue. Thank you so much.
We know a young person.
Yes.
With arthritis.
Marta, the smarter virtual assistant, says people thought they could spot people with HIV. Right? No, you really can't. You can't spot it unless it's in advanced stages, when it becomes the actual age. You can't see it. Right? Deirdre says, get your copy of Datology today. Yes, go on over bit.ly/MMLINKS.
And if you like what we're talking about, this is a resource that you need to go ahead and get. If you have young people in your home, you have young people who are dating age, old people who are dating age, they need this resource, and you can get it at a really good price right now.
Readiness, go over there. It's on sale, actually. Relationship Readiness is 4 videos and the workbook on sale for only $17, and you can get that tonight. All right. Bless Up said, me falling out of my $2 Spirit flight while landing. You are so silly. So, guys, if you have not yet, please, sir and ma'am, share the broadcast. Invite the people. I'm Pastor Michelle. This is Pastor G. We're spiritual relationship counselors, veterans of the United States Air Force, and your go-to couple for all things relationship. Kim said that some do know and still spread it. I just saw a post where a girl said she won't stop spreading HIV until she's infected 10,000 men, and it's very sad. Amen. Morning Aloes said HIV/AIDS is so well managed with meds nowadays, you'll never know. That part. Come on. All right. And good hair, good body. Oh, they're talking amongst themselves. Celibacy is kingdom citizenship and safety. That part. But see, here's the thing. We already know that for the most part, that, and here's the statistic. We're not getting married until later. And then when we do get married, we're seeing the statistic is that 90% of people that say that they are believers, that they had sex before they got married. 90% of believers. Okay. So everybody might be saved, but everybody isn't delivered. Everybody isn't practicing celibacy the way that, we believe that the way that God intended, one man, one woman for life. And we understand that some of us, we have dealt with some issues. We have gone through some things. And now is the time that we have now reclaimed our celibacy. Amen. And that's a great place to be. Don't stop doing that just because there's a percentage that, might still end up obtaining something. Still do the right thing, but know that God redeems us. Amen. And some things the blood covers, and some things it covers while we take our meds. All right.
And we commend those people who are not part of, who are 10%.
Yes.
Who
have waited,
holding it out and waiting.
Amen.
That's an awesome thing.
Morning Aloe said, ask those questions in big block letters. Sir Jawa Rugambian said there's a genetic makeup where people can have full-blown HIV, be healthy and not sick, but pass it on. Wow. So they're carriers. Y'all, hello. Jaime forever. The Lord bless you. Thank you for joining. Marta said, not sure if you're ready for a relationship. Go to bit.ly/MM3LINKS. Get relationship readiness. Only $17 versus $37. That's a steal, y'all. All right. And the meds, you can be undetected. Right. Deirdre says she need to be beat. She crazy. Yes. Come on. Let me see those number 4s.
10,000 people. Yeah.
Number 4. 10, that's your goal. And you know what? Yes, because that should be attempted murder. It really should. And the problem is that so many people are ready to just, wherever they can get it, they'll go ahead and take it. Good hair, good body, and Morning Aloes, True Movement, whoever else is with us over on Instagram. We will be right back as soon as we get past here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do it now. All right. We'll be right back. Yes.
So we're taking a brief
recess
while IG joins us again. If you're not following on IG, what are you waiting for? Follow us on IG, on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook Live, as well as here on Periscope TV.
Amen. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for rejoining the broadcast. You guys, y'all are amazing. And for inviting somebody, drop it in their inbox and let them know that they need to be in here. You know who they are.
Virtual assistant. If you don't have one, who's managing your web page? Who is authoring your web page? Who is managing your email, your other virtual services?
Come on.
True Movement LLC.
Thank you.
Contact True Movement if you need virtual assistant services. They don't come any better.
Not other than the unicorn. All right, Dutch Chicks, thank you for joining us tonight. We are talking sex roulette, STDs, and you. When we're in relationship, we have to know before we go. Thank you for putting those number 4s in the chat. So after we found out that it is not safer to wear 2 condoms because double the layer does not mean double the protection or the fun, right? And we found out that it isn't easy to tell if a partner has an STD, right? Because if you can carry, you can be a carrier and not have the symptoms and things yourself. So here's question number 4.
And it's funny that you hear people say, I can look at them
and tell. Nah, bro. Nah, cuz. Okay. Amen. Amen.
Where science is that coming from?
Okay. Who's most likely is the question to have an STD? Is it, let's see, teens and young adults? Is it people in their 30s, or is it seniors?
Teens and young adults, or is it people in their 30s, or is it seniors? Who's most likely to contract
an STD? Got an IG? Go follow them at Marriage Makes 3. Thank you so much on Instagram. Kim says, in the summer, there was a girl who went on IG and Facebook and told the guy she was messing with. She gave him HIV and his girlfriend was pregnant. The police were called and she said she did it because she was angry. Y'all, bitterness will mess you up from the inside out. And the same thing, and that's what I was thinking when you had said that before, that there are some people that are out here that they're miserable, that they are mad at somebody and they're going to take it out on everybody. And that is where it becomes an issue because innocent people end up getting hurt.
And that's why if you, in particular, if you're a guy or a girl, and you've got somebody else in your life and you're going outside, you are playing roulette with not only your life, but the other person's life.
That's right.
And that's our subject for tonight. Sex roulette, STDs, and you.
Marta says seniors because they dipping it low and spreading it wide. The question is, who's most likely to have STDs? Kim says seniors or all of the above. Okay. She also said she had to prove she didn't have it. They arrested her. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Good Hair, Good Body said seniors because they're not afraid of pregnancy. And that's a good point. I like that. And that's not only seniors, not to mention the spirits. You're opening up yourself too. Oh my God. Yes. And that was one of the things that we talked about in Dating 101.
That's right.
Because there are those things we talk about sexually transmitted diseases, but we also talk about spiritually transmitted diseases. Amen. And those I believe sometimes can be harder to deal with and get delivered from than sexual ones. Oh Lord, we talk about that. Go over, find it, marriagemakes3.com. Deirdre said, I would say teens and young adults, but seniors do be catching STDs in a nursing home. You are so right, because they're in the nursing home wilding out. Some of those, listen, my mama used to work in a nursing home, and they would be all in the hallway rubbing on themselves and looking at you and pulling stuff, and you would get in their room, you're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? What happened to Granny and them? Granny and them was a freak. You're so silly. Sister Shirley said, look out for them tigers and them cougars. Yes. All right. So here it is. Who's most likely to have an STD? She said, yes, they do. You already know. Teens and young adults, people in their 30s or seniors? And the answer, y'all, is teens and young adults. And young adults, yes, about half of all the new STD cases are in people ages 15 to 24. Bless us said Granny them need love too. You're so bad.
Our audience
Is this a mess? Let's see. Bless up says teens and young adults. Yes. Amber Dawn says dry humping. All right. Dentures on private parts. I have a visual now that I will never be able to get out of my mind. What?
Oh my goodness.
Dentures on private parts. OMG. Okay, the younger you are to start having sex, the more likely you are to end up with an STD. Let me tell y'all something. There's something about the control level. You all know that when you're a teenager, you can become impulsive, you can become risky, right? And you know why? I watched a show called Sex Sent Me to the ER. This old dude had 10 women he was messing with in senior home, and he gave all of them an STD. OMG. Are your current relationship goals full of holes? Go on over to bit.ly/MM3 links. Get that relationship readiness on sale tonight. Bless Up says that she is weak. Deirdre said, no, not the teeth gang. Oh my God, they are uneducated. And that's also a part. Through Morning Alice says that's because they like to listen to each other myths about safe sex. Yes. Yeah. And True Movement says seniors be sneaking in each other's nursing home room. They do. They really, y'all, they be wilding out. Especially, y'all know where the retirement community is, right? And most people, because it's cold where they were when they were working, they end up retiring where? In the South. Where specifically? Florida. In Florida.
Remember, doctors and lawyers follow them. Doctors and lawyers moving.
So, yes, they are most likely. Why? Because they're having unprotected sex. Number one, they can't afford to or have enough sense to know that they can go for free over to the health department and they will hand you condoms, no questions asked. All right. They are impulsive, risk takers. They are doing it when they can, if they can, how they can. See, I knew you was going to go there. Nope, not me. Listen, we don't believe when we're young that we feel like we're somehow immortal. And that's because of our frontal lobes, our prefrontal lobes are not developed. And things that we think, they love thrilling things. They love fast cars. That's why their insurance rates for especially young males are more expensive because they are apt to be risk takers. They like to go on roller coaster rides. They like adrenaline rushes, all of that. And so that's where it comes in that they carry that all the way across the board. It's not only driving cars. They are living their bucket list. Yes, good hair, good body. We're doing it right now because we might die tomorrow and I've got to get all of this in. And so they end up going out here having unprotected sex, having sex with people that are undesirable. Some of our ladies like bad boys. And so if you like a bad boy, more than likely the reason that he's a bad boy is because he's out here riding a motorcycle, driving a fast car. And when you're doing that, you are attracting women. Oh, filthy McNasty morning. Bless us and Amber. I was laughing at you when you said about them dentures. Okay, Shirley says, watch out for them dirty old men in the rehab centers too. Hello. Kim says he was on a date with one of them and she took him to the hospital and all them women came to the hospital. The doctor was like, are any one of these your wife? He said all of them said, no, I'm his girlfriend. Oh my, the nursing home shenanigans. Yes, I live in Florida. I'm not from here. He was still out here in these sexual streets and he was putting it down. He was laying tracks. He was putting down pipe all through the people's nursing home. Y'all better go check on y'all parents. Y'all done put in there, and ain't nobody been checking on them. Make sure you check on your parents. Because let me tell you something. Some of these young pimps, okay, they came from old pimps. And he's still doing the same stuff that he has been doing. Good hair, good body. He's cracking her. She said they removed their teeth before their interludes. Okay, I'm just telling you. Kim says, "Flow ride, flow ride." Deirdre.
Oh, y'all having too much fun.
Bless us. Wait a minute. Who granddaddy been giving out the D? Let me tell you something. I saw a particular show. I like to watch. One of the shows that I watch is Cheaters. I love to see the dynamics that goes on between these people and what they say when the truth comes to light. Why you have to say when they get caught? I'm trying to be professional. He gonna say when they get caught. Listen, when the truth comes to the surface and you find out what they're doing, there was a particular one that really spoke to me. Hey, Queen Angie, how are you, darling? Love you. Thanks so much for joining us. One thing that really stuck out to me was this old guy. He had to be in his 60 somethings. All right, 60 something, and he was out here. He had that big, them great big rings. The old pimps. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They got that huge ring right here and another one right here, and then they got the same thing on the other hand. And their fingers are thick and bulbous, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. They probably wear a hat. They got on some slacks with some dress shoes. But I'm telling the whole entire truth. She said that show was them school. Yeah, come on, you know what I'm talking about. And they're gold, and they got probably a gold tooth up in here somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Some of them wear a cane, some of them wear a little chapeau, and they just be out here in these streets, and they still playing. He said Jerome player from the Himalayas. Out here looking like Martin. Okay. She said, wait, where'd it go? Wait a minute, where'd it go? James Brown vibes, yes. And Shirley said that's Uncle Willie. Not the gold tooth, yes, all of that. And they're out here, they talking smooth, and they still got that same game that they was playing back in the day. But now they sophisticated with the thing. Now they have a wife at home or a girlfriend at home that's the convenient cookies, hashtag, and they still out in the streets doing all the stuff that they was doing when they were young players. Okay?
They watched the Mac too many times.
Yes. In the 70s. Does he have a cane too with the slick curl like Cat Williams did in Friday? Some of them do. And they talk with a growl. Come on, good hair, goodbye. You already know. I went to a store one day and two of them were just sitting outside and they be looking at you like this. You see, he's a pimp now. Dress socks and sandals. Yes, they got their pinky ring. See, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. These are the ones that they were young pimps back in the day. And now they're still out here pimping in the streets. This gentleman, this woman, she said that she was tired of it, that she couldn't deal with this no more. She didn't know what his problem was, but he hadn't been home. He hadn't been doing right. He hadn't been treating her the same way in the whole 9 yards. They finally found him with a younger woman. But they always, because they always looking for a woman that they can pat. Queen Angie said, not interested, praying on the, yes. And those that are looking for somebody to pay their mortgage or their rent or to buy their child a school fee, do their school fees or buy them shoes for classes or whatever. Because there are some young women out here in their 30s and 40s that are out here ready to allow that old man and he might not even can't do nothing, but he gonna pat. How you doing, baby? Ooh, girl, turn around. Let me look at you. You keep patting now. Let me look at you. Turn around. Let me look at you. Looking good, girl. What you been doing? What's been going on? Okay. Gators, dress socks, dress pants, a fedora button-down shirt. Yes, Uncle James, Willie, and Johnny. Y'all know they at the family reunion just looking.
All your kinfolk, but you
Right? Pimp
Lord,
until they take their last entire breath.
crazy
Yes.
dog.
Yes, looking for a sugar. Yes, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And so while they were out there, Queen Angie is so funny. I love you so much. And they walk like they tiptoeing and pointed those shoes, heel to toe, heel to toe. Yes, Lord. And so this particular gentleman, when the cheaters bus got to where they were, where he was with this younger woman, and you can tell that she's not here for no long term nothing. She just here to get what she can get and go on to the house to be with whoever she really want to be with, right? You just my interim dude. So when I need a cash app, when I need a a PayPal drop, that you are available. You ain't got no children young. You ain't got no no real bills. You don't paid off everything. You sitting up there with your big rings and your gator shoes, right? And so when they went in and got him and he comes out, he was like, "What is wrong with you? You already knew the game. You already know what this was about. I'm paying all the bills. I'm taking care of all the utilities. What you driving, I bought you that." And he's pretty much telling her that, I might be out here hooking with all of these, but you the one that got my pocketbook. You're the one that's at the house. You're the one that when it's cold, when I'm sick, when I'm hungry, I'm coming home to you. You already knew this what was going on. Why are you acting like you brand new?
Wow.
And I mean, he acted like he was completely justified in what he's doing. All right. Sex roulette. And then Queen Andrew said, "I have been approached by Cletus and Leroy, who takes that magic pill." No, sir. Amen. You see what I'm saying? How you doing, young lady? Hey, young lady. How you doing? I'm fine. Thank you very much. How you? The Lord bless you. That's how I get them. All right. He is just a place filler. Right. Sir says, "They ain't my fam because the men's is gonna put it down until the coffin closes, if it can close." I'm so mad at you right now. You saw that one. And so everybody in the relationship already knows the lane that they are supposedly playing in. It's a game in a way, but everybody knows their position in the game. So here's the thing. When you're young and you're dumb and what they say, full of, what are you out here doing? Dropping it low? You're spreading it wide because you won't die.
And oddly enough, on a more serious note, that's the same mentality
Yes.
as Robert has.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
You know the game. This is the way.
That's the way. Played. That's the way it's played.
These are the expectations.
So, Martha said, "Shirley, this is Barbara.
So why are you making noise now?"
Exactly, Shirley. This is Barbara. I know you. I know you know. Amen. And so here's the thing, guys. If we want to have those types of relationships that's going to span time, that's going to transcend other relationships, is going to trump everything else, we have to go in and put in the work. And that's why we did relationship readiness, because some of us, we're still walking around with baggage. Some of us are still bitter from relationships past. We're still dealing with the trauma that we have dealt with, even within that same relationship. And so imagine you've dealt with all of the emotionality of it, and now you have to deal with an STD. And why are we asking these questions tonight? Because we want you to know, to be assured that if you are dealing with somebody, that you find out who you're messing with before you mess with them. Morning Aloe say, "Oh, but when their feelings get caught up," and they always do, "that's when they try to switch lanes and get hurt." Stop playing yourself.
Come on.
Amen. That part, right? And so we want you all to know, please, ma'am, please, sir, get tested. If you don't remember anything else, make sure that you are tested before you get into the relationship sexually with someone. We understand that everybody is not celibate until they're married. We get it. Use a condom. That's right, Queen Andrew. Use something. And well, he didn't bring one. Baby, they've got female condoms. Get you some. All right. And we're going to talk some more about that tomorrow when we come back. Bless Up says, like Keisha Cole said, let it go. That's right. Bless Up says, fact, if that person know they have HIV and they did not tell you, you can sue. Hashtag know your rights. And that's good to know. But here, right. Because half the time they don't got nothing no way if they out here doing all of that. So please, ma'am, please, sir, come back tomorrow night as we go into part 2 of Sex Roulette. We're talking about STDs in you. Making sure before you go, you're in dating, you're about to go out on a date this weekend coming up. Somebody's already called you, you've already made the plan. Go over to bit.ly/MM3LINKS. Download that dateology. The manifesto that is going to give you some insight. It's free for you. It comes in your email. You'll get 4 digital videos, and you also get the manifesto that you can work through and know what you decide that you want to do. Because if you don't make the decision up front, someone else may end up making those decisions on your behalf. Hey, Danielle, thank you for joining us tonight. Hello. All right. So, guys, that was it for tonight. Sex Roulette, STDs, and you. What you're going to do when they come for you. Make sure that you know. All right.
Share the broadcast. Follow.
I'm Pastor Michelle. For those of you that don't know, this is Pastor G. We're spiritual relationship counselors, veterans of the United States Air Force. Your go-to couple
for all things relationship. Thank you for joining us.
Amen. Tuesday through Thursday between 9 and 9:30-ish Central Standard Time. We're right here giving you tools to help you get your relationships on and popping. Thank you so much for being a part, for sharing, for inviting the people. Great info, time well spent. Thank you. Thank you, good hair, good body. Haven't forgotten. We're working on some stuff. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Morning Aloes.
True Movement. Thank you so very much.
Amen.
Daughter Deirdre, thank you. Shirley,
everybody,
Kimmy,
appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We love you. Thank you, Miss Deirdre. Love you, daughter, even though you're in Florida. Love you guys. And we'll see you all tomorrow night, between 9 and 9:30-ish. All right. Mwah.
Y'all have an awesome evening. We always say in close broadcast that God loves you and we love you. And anything you can do about it up in here. In good night, space, everybody. Right here. Yeah. I love it. Right. Right in here. Love you guys. Mwah. We'll see you tomorrow. Love the yellow. Thank you, darling. Good night. Love you guys. Don't forget, where is it at? Relationship Readiness, $17. It'll bless you or someone that you love. Love you guys.